What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Stretch Marks Podcast. It's your girl, your host, your favorite cousin, your home girl. You understand? Tamara. And y'all, honestly, I'm here. And I'm going to keep showing up. And whatever the Father asks me to do, that's exactly what I got to do. And I don't want to walk on pins and needles or eggshells like y'all. Oh, your girl just been trying to keep her head above water. As I know, many of us are trying to stay afloat. You understand? And when you're going through tough times, all you can do is just allow God to literally be your anchor and, your life jacket, everything in this time. But He has me back in my spot, back out in the open and beside this water, which is so calm and it's so peaceful to be in this area. But literally, when I was driving or going up the road in the car, I heard the Lord say, curiosity killed the cat. And I know a lot of us have heard that phrase. And for those who haven't, that's new to you. You like, what are you talking about? Explain. Okay, I'm gonna explain. So literally, I would just put me out there. I've been in a season where I just been wanting to know, and I've been wanting to be ahead of the game. So much so to where I want to be ahead of God. Like, just to be transparent, I'm just like, I want to know what's happening tomorrow. I want to know what's happening next week. I want to know. And a lot of times that can kill the moment that you're already standing in, the moment, the opportunity, like this beautiful day that He has presented to us, that He has handed over to us so graciously. And so just for us to sit here and say, oh, well, I'm curious to know what tomorrow brings. I'm curious to know what the future holds. I'm curious to know how this is going to play out. I'm curious to know, and I'm learning. Trust me, it's hard to just stay in the moment. Like, your mind will shift. The enemy will even try to get your mind to shift off of what you're supposed to be focused on, because, a lot of times since I was a little girl, I literally would think myself out of my reality. I would think myself out of my reality because I didn't want to face whatever that I was in. It was too traumatic. It was too noisy. And it was just so much. It was like rush hour. It was so much going on. And I'm like, bro, if I can just escape it. A lot of us do that and we don't even know. If I can just think of myself being on literally an island and sipping out of a coconut and just literally listening to the waves and literally having my feet in the sand. If I can just be somewhere else, if I can just get out of what I'm in, then I'm okay. And then it's like, after you get done daydreaming, because that's what the enemy likes to play with us, is in our mind, and that's why it says in the scripture, like, cast down every imagination, every high thought that exalts itself above the knowledge of Christ. Bring it into captivity. I'm going to leave the scripture right here. But literally, because that's what we have to do, because the things that we be thinking about, it's not even according to God's plan, and a lot of times, in order for us to receive restoration, we literally have to, how can I put it, we have to face our reality. We have to have a face off with our reality. And it has to be so much so to where we like up close and personal with whatever issues we have, whatever we need to be delivered from. We have to have a face off with it. And that's what I'm learning. Instead of trying to escape it and instead of trying to find a one-way ticket to get out of it, it's like, no, face it. And it hurts to face your issues. A lot of us don't even know we have issues, and it seems normal to us. you know? But only the Father can reveal that to you. But it hurts to have a face off with your insecurities, with literally rejection. It hurts to have a face off with things that you thought was normal, but is actually abnormal, is not normal. The patterns, literally the cycles and the generational curses, it's not normal. And so, yeah, just have a face off. And literally, a lot of us can't see ourselves clearly because we're looking through dirty mirrors. And you know how a mirror is dirty at your home. Literally, you can't see nothing, but you can see a little bit, but it's blurry, you know, until you take the Windex, you get a towel and you wipe it down, or whatever the case may be, and you wipe it down, then you can see, you know, what you need to see clear. It's clear as day. You have no trouble. You don't have to squint. You don't have to be frustrated. And that's what it takes for the Father to come in and properly clean us. And so we can see ourselves. We can truly see us for real. Without the highlights, without the fame, without the glam, without, you know, we can truly see. And then the Father can come in and be like, yeah. And then he begins to just take parts of you off layer by layer and day by day, you know? And that's why I don't fault anyone to say like, oh, I'm just making it day by day, because throughout the day, it's like a lot that's shifting. People are facing so much and battling with so much. Yeah. Day by day. And that's all we can do. And that's all the Father is requiring of us. And not to dig into it too much, because literally we have this moment, and whether we choose, whatever direction we choose to go is totally our decision. But ultimately the Father wants us to make the best decision, and he wants us to pivot, and he wants us to shift, and he wants us to literally, again, like you said in the first video, to come up. Yeah. To come up. But oh, that's so beautiful. That lighting is beautiful. But to come up and to come out. And yeah, not to say that we have to do it alone, because if we try to do it alone, like your girl, baby, it's too much of a hassle. It's too much tussling. It's too much confusion and stress that comes along that doesn't even have to be applied, you know. And the Father he's just so patient with us. His patience is worth being applauded. And how he's gentle and meek and firm at the same time. And it's just worth being applauded and honored and praised and just worshiped, because he's just amazing. And I'm on this journey. This is what it is. It's a journey, and a lot of times you got to take it with a grain of salt, and not even just say like, oh, this is what it is. Because if we constantly say, hey, it is what it is, then nothing's going to change. But we can choose to say and open up our mouths, because life and death lies in the power of our tongues, and say, hey, no, this is what it's going to be. Right? I've been worried too long. I'm choosing to trust. You know, I've been doubting too long. I'm choosing to have faith, even if it's as a mustard seed. That's what the Father tells us. Like, if you just have faith as a mustard seed, and I'll leave the scripture here too, you know, just so y'all can, you know, pause the video, go to the scripture. You understand what I'm saying? But the Father, I feel like he's restoring us. Whoever is watching this podcast, not only myself, it's just, we're in a season of restoration, which restore means to substitute. And it means to take out one thing and replace it with something else. And y'all excuse me, because I got some people passing by. But literally, look at the little baby. But literally, that's what restoration means. And if we're open and available, he will supply. And what I've learned is literally, the Father will only deliver when we get in a place where we're still. That's where he speaks, when we get in a place of stillness. And I was saying that with someone. I'm just like, oh, well, it's like I have these creative ideas, but the Father, it's like he only talks to me like when I'm still, like when I'm quiet. That's when he speaks. It's like he has what we need. It's like, just get to a place where you're still. The enemy will only want for us to just be busy and on the go and hustling, and but a lot of times when you need to be restored, all that hustling, all that busyness, if it drives you wild, it gives you a headache. And a lot of times you just need to be still. That's why I'm learning. Like, it doesn't matter what the world or the culture has to say. Be on the move, be on the move. But my Father, when you're being led to rest, whether you're in tune or even know the Father, Jesus, when it's time for you to slow down. When it's time for you to rest. All of us know that. Like, our body will give us some type of signal that, hey, it's time to rest. It's actually time to be still. It's time to reset. It's time to get a refresher. And the thing is, it is only, I've said this before out of my mouth, and I know a lot of people have, it's only so much a person can take. So after a person has taken so much, whether it's been trauma, pain, whatever the case may be, and just trials and losses and whatever it may be, it's only so much a person can take. And that's why you hear a person say, like, oh, I snapped. Because taking on so much, And I feel like this might even be a series, because starting off on day one, the Father titled the episode Open and Available. And then day two, which was yesterday, it was literally I want the smoke. I'm up for the challenge, And then today, it's like curiosity killed the cat. But it's all like, it's showing me that the Father is pointing back to restoration. Psalm 23. So this could turn into a series. Who knows? But that is the main thing the Father wants to restore. And he will even restore what the cankerworm has eaten. And I'll drop, of course, it's going to be right there, what the cankerworm has eaten. Like, he will restore it, but only he can do it. We all learning this. We learning that this is not no merry-go-round. We learning that this is not a walk in the park. We learning that it takes a lot of strength to be a follower of Christ. You cannot be weak being his follower, because to know that you have to literally experience so much for his name's sake. You cannot be a weak link. The Father can't even afford any more weak links. He can't afford any more liabilities. He can't afford any more people wasting his time and being on his clock. And it's like we're on borrowed time, and he can't afford it. We honestly can't afford it. I say we because me too. I believe the Father is giving all of us a wake-up call to shift, to literally switch gears, And a lot of times it looks like all hell breaking loose. To us, it looks like Everything is falling apart, but honestly, it's lining up. It's working in our favor. Everything. I believe everything. Everything is working. The literally the errors, the mistakes, the issues, every single thing is working for our good. And we're gonna be able to add, and you're gonna, you are gonna be able to add onto your resume. Look, I'm qualified. I'm qualified because literally I can fight. I can honestly stand on my 2 feet. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to fight until the very end. If you think about somebody is looking for the best candidates, it's like, baby, I'm a fighter. Baby, I'm going to show up, and I'm going to show up every single day regardless of how I'm feeling. I'm going to step in and help others when I need help myself. I'm going to put my own needs to the side, and I'm going to show up, and I'm going to be a service to someone. I'm literally going to abide by literally that saying, the customer is always right. Because honestly, a lot of us, we have been that strong person in showing up for people and literally going above and beyond for people who even have wronged us, knowing that it was, we're not wrestling, of course, with flesh and blood, but with spiritual wickedness in high places. But we have literally shown up regardless. Shown up pretending, showed up manipulating with the wrong motives and intentions, showed up with the wrong heart, showed up mind cloudy, showed up defensive, showed up offensive, showed up tired, showed up weary, showed up crazy, showed up angry. But we showed up. And I don't want us to discount that, the fact that we still show up. And it's by the grace of God, of course. But a lot of people get that grace and they say, hey, I'm going to literally off myself. I'm going to take my own life because I just can't bear it. But we are still here showing up. A lot of us are waiting, but showing up. A lot of us don't know which direction to go, but showing up. Showing up being parents, showing up being uncles, showing up being caretakers, showing up being wives, showing up being husbands, showing up being boyfriends, girlfriends, co-workers, friends, showing up. Being CEOs, being a 9-to-5 worker, literally showing up. Depressed, with anxiety, fears chasing us down, but we are still showing up. But I feel like at some point, it's like you can't take no more. And after you get to that point, it's like it's time for the Father to take the wheel, take it from here. And to show you like, hey, you're not in this alone. It's good, it's cool for a little while to show like, hey, I got it. Ugh, I'm tough. But after so long, baby, it's like that wear off. And that false pretense wears off really quickly. How I know? It rubs off. And you realize you can't do it by yourself. And you're actually not strong. You feel weak. But at least his strength is made perfect in your weakness. Literally. And that doesn't just apply to like you're tired and sluggish, weak. It also applies to like the issues, your weaknesses. It's made perfect. It's not like it's iffy, It's not as if you can't count on it and you gotta question it. You gotta, be the type of person to look over God's shoulder. When he say he got it, he got it. You don't have to correct him on anything. When we say, hey, I give my life to you, I put my life in your hands, best believe we can trust that. We can trust it, and we can truly just count on him. Because, oh my goodness, wouldn't it be so great to be able to just say, I'm happy, and it's for real. This smile is actually permanent. No matter what happens, it doesn't change. It's actually real. Wouldn't it be good to say, hey, like, I didn't paint this face on today. This is me. And that comes through trusting the Father. And I know we all want to reach that point. I know I do. You know? And a lot of times it ain't even nothing wrong with your laundry, your dirty laundry. And, you know, everything being exposed and brought up and put in the spotlight. Because if it doesn't be put out there, then you wouldn't even never know that, hey, this is what's concerning me. So it has to be put out there. You know? It has to be brought up. Maybe I'm just talking to myself. You know? But a lot of times people can see us and we better than we can see ourselves. So that's just what it is. It looks so good out here, y'all. God is good. He is shining today. He is shining today. I decided to put a little bit curls, you know, bump my hair just a little bit. And I'm grateful. And I'm just gonna take it day by day. You know? And that's all we can do. That's all we can give. A lot of us be trying to give something we don't have. Like, and even if we don't have it, we still be trying to look for it. Let me try to give somebody my time. I don't have time. Let me try to give somebody my attention. I don't have the attention to give you. My attention span is real thin right now because I can only focus on the Father. Can't focus on your problems. Can't focus on your issues. No, I just can't. That's why it's okay to tune out, zone. No. And this may sound like it's harsh, but man, we now can't give no more. It's time for us to be restored. It's time for us to be renewed. It's time for us to be pouring into. After pouring in, can't give no more. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, not today. It's okay to just go ghost. You know? And that may sound harsh. It's okay to be selfish, man. Because if you don't get it for yourself, that's what I'm learning, bro. You like, if you don't get yourself together, you're no good for nobody else. Why y'all didn't tell me I had a booger in my nose? I act like I'm on live. I'm not on live. I gotta get used to this. I'm transparent. Don't y'all be acting like y'all don't be having boogers in y'all nose. Don't y'all be acting like y'all lips don't be crusty like mine. Don't even act. Because I could have kept the camera over here. You wouldn't even see nothing. The sun's shining so bright, I really didn't even notice. I should have checked my nose, but too far in the video. I'm not starting over. For who? This is who I am. This is who I am, and I'm just going to continue to be who I am. You continue to shine and continue to allow God to stretch you in whatever the way that feels. It don't feel good at all. I don't want to hear it at all. A lot of times I want to hang up. I have to sit there and take it. Because it's easy to tell somebody else about them. But when they start telling you about you, that's when you get uncomfortable and be like, you know what, I'm going to call you back. Accountability is necessary. I say that. It's growing on me. Did I like it? No. Did I want somebody to just tell me what to do? No. But it's necessary. So, This is really all I have. I just pray that this blesses you all. And I just pray that, you come out, you just come out swinging, after you've been backed into a corner for so long, come out swinging. Don't go back to the corner. Corner don't have nothing for you. It's not beneficial. It's not helping you grow. Don't go back to literally the hurt, the pain, the bitterness, the anger. This for all of us, right? Because we out here in the open. Don't go back to it. Come out swinging. Come out prosperous. Come out in good health. Come out in shape. Come out with your right mind. In good standing with the Father. Just come out. Come out praising. Come out dancing. Come out rejoicing. Come out worshiping the Father. I seen a guy on TikTok. He said, like, it's a reason why your rear view mirror is the reason why, like, your front, what you see out of is bigger than your rear view, because you're supposed to be moving forward. And what I've learned, the enemy will try his best just to keep you in the past, because that hinders you from growing. Like, I can see if whatever happened to you and then something happened to you, then after it happened to you, it's like, okay, this is my last day, but baby, if I got another day, do my best to keep moving forward, because the enemy don't want us to grow. And the enemies be the things that's on the inside of us. They don't want us to grow. They don't want to cut ties with us. They don't want to loose their hold of us. The strongholds and the generational curses, and they don't want to let us go. They've been with us since when we was in the womb on up. They not finna be too fun of letting us go. Oh, she want to prosper. He want to prosper. They want to grow. They really want to be on the same type of time God on. Oh, now you're going to have to fight for this. You're going to have to really buckle down. You're really going to have to stay on your toes. You're really going to have to be watching while you pray. You're really going to have to know that there's an adversary looking to devour you. You're going to have to understand that this thing is going on in the spiritual. The supernatural. The natural may look cool. Like everything is just cool. Everything just going smooth sailing, but the whole time it's like it's a whole war in the spiritual. And until we ask God to give us spiritual eyes, and until he can actually trust us, let's be clear, because he ain't trusting a lot of us because of our actions, because of our disobedience. But until we get there, man, we'll never see like what it is. The enemy trying to paint us this false facade, and he trying to make us feel like this life is like a fairy tale. No, it's not a fiction. This is realistic. This is based off a true story. This is based off a true story. Like, a lot of people have checked out of here, and I hate to say it, they went to hell. It's based off a true story, that if we don't stand for Christ, then we might as well fall for anything. It's just a true story that this life, it will either end with us being in eternal heaven, which being at peace, not thirsting or being hungry for anything, not lacking, or eternity in hell. Like, it's not no fiction. It's not a fairy tale. It's not make-believe. And that's what the enemy wants us to think. That what the Father is saying is not true. Like, what he's saying is actually not true. He wants us to count out our first love. He wants us to disregard our first love and what our first love has to say. And he wants to distract us, and he wants to destroy us, and he wants us to be left down to nothing. But I say today, and I decree and declare, that we will step into everything that God has for us by any means necessary. That he will literally wake us up to the point where we can't shake him, we can't let him loose. And we hunger and thirst for him, and we crave him. He said, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. And the thing is, it's like it only take that one taste. Like, it only take that one encounter. That one time being in his presence. That one time picking up your word and like, wow, that just hit me right there. That one time listening to that worship, it take one time. That's why he didn't say taste it several times, like several times to see that I'm good. Keep coming back and see that I'm good. It takes one time, then he got you. It took one time back in 2020, and I can't shake this man off if I wanted to. No amount of off spray, you know what you use for them bugs to get rid of them, will work. No matter how long I try to duck and dodge, and you dodge somebody when you know you avoid somebody when you know you did them wrong. And that's how it is for a lot of us. We are avoiding God because we know what we're doing and have been doing is wrong. But he don't want us to avoid him. He want us to confront. He want us to confess, no matter if it comes off in a harsh way. But he just want us to be real with him, so we can, we can get a kick start. We can get a fresh start with him. And it's like all of those things that we said and done, it's like it never happened. He just want us to stop missing the mark and reach the mark. He want us to warm up, and we warm up through seeking. We warm up through being in his presence, reading our word, worshiping. He want us to be stretched. And we get stretched through these trials and through these tribulations that we hate, and we literally, we can't stand. We just can't stand it. And he want us to reach the mark, which is being obedient to him and taking heed to his word, which his word is true. His word will never return back to him void. And I love how he say that, because it's not just a word that he gives you, it's just his word. Like, if you don't keep my commandments, don't think that it's not going to return back to me void, And that's just so good. I was talking to a person about, the cameras at work, and a lot of us seem to think like, oh, these cameras don't work. I'm going to text over here because this camera don't work. All the cameras work. Hear me, by the Spirit of grace. All the cameras work. And a lot of us, we seem to think that they don't work because we not got away with what we've been doing. But eventually, you get that call. Like, come on in the office. It's time to sit down. And eventually, like the head person that's been selling drugs on the street, the police, they've been taking notes, taking pictures, and keeping up with everything they've been doing. And they built that whole case on them. And the people didn't even realize, man, these people been watching me all along. Just been letting that case stack up to the ceiling. I don't know about y'all. I'd rather not take my chances no more. I'd rather just take the plea deal and literally face whatever I need to face before I get to a point where I can't even get out of it. Oh, come on. I go this way. Excuse me. Oh. So, yeah. And that's straight from the Lord. Get in the shade a little bit. That's straight from the Lord. And I'm with y'all. You know what I'm saying? If I could dap you up, say, sister, brother, keep going. The world needs you. Don't slow up. Keep hitting the gas. You understand what I'm saying? Keep applying pressure. Stay in your place. Until next time.